Link engaged.
Visit us at TeamSpeak.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to this particular map, which is the Shakuras Plateau, and I bring you Yong. He's in the baby blue up to the northeast. He's from Team ZeNEXYong, and he is playing Protoss versus his opponent. Currently 2 games down, but still everything to play for. If anyone can come back from this, it will be Nerchio. He is from a Team Acer, and he is in the blue trunks to the southwest playing Zerg.
Yeah, they did switch blues. Nerchio was baby blue last game. So
he was, yeah. That could give him a crucial advantage in this series.
Yeah. I think baby blue has had the harder part of the series thus far. So now this is an interesting map pick for Nerchio. It's not common that a Zerg will pick this map against Protoss, because what usually happens in this map is Protoss will try to forge fast expander or something like that, or even Nexus first, and then they will be able to deny your expansion first. So the Protoss always ends up having their Nexus before the Zerg has their second hatchery, and of course that's not a great position to be in. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's almost become sort of standard, because then you catch up with your third hatchery or whatever. But you know, if you can avoid it, I would think most people do. I don't know why he's not, or why he would pick this map.
There's one thing that I can think of, and it reminds me of a game against White Ra in the Shoutcraft Invitational #1, where he explained the concept of a Nidus Worm attack on this particular map, because there is just this one position where supposedly the Protoss never ever scouts, and you can actually Nidus the main from that on a setup like this against a Forge Fast Expand. But that was several months ago right now, so I don't know if that's the kind of strategy he's going to continue to use here.
Well, I guess we're gonna kind of have to wait and see. Nerchio does have that Overlord rally to behind of Young's expansion, or natural expansion, and Young it's gonna be a little bit delayed on his Nexus, and this is a really nice timing from Nerchio to send that drone there. He knows exactly when Young is supposed to have that 400 minerals, and then he's sending that drone. Knowingly, so he's look at the minerals of Young right now. This is great play by Nerchio.
Yeah, that, and it's a follow-up. It's actually a gasless build at the moment. He went for a double extractor trick to make sure he could get out 6 Zerglings and the Queen. So this is really interesting. That wall-off is not complete yet. Young should be able to, but if he goes for the Nexus right here, it's going to be a little bit delayed. I have to wonder what he hopes to do with these 6 Zerglings, because the cannon is up, and that is the complete wall-off right now. He'd maybe try to get through that pylon, but the photon cannon's going to be up, so this really isn't an option for Nerchio right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he would choose to get 6 Zerglings. You would usually get 4, just because if the Protoss kills or makes a pylon in your natural to the lane, and then a Cyber Core or something like that, even 2 wouldn't be enough to kill it. But 6 seems like a little bit too much. It's a little bit too late, so that he might have thought that he can break inside the Protoss base. You know, that could have been an extra drone, but not a huge deal, if anything.
Yep, we'll see what he decides to do from here on in, because that wall-off is solid. So this is going to go on for a little bit longer, I think, than the previous game, since it is a Forge Fast expansion. And the question is, are we going to see anything a little bit unusual from Nerchio? He might need it, considering he's had rings run around him. Let's be honest, I love Nerchio to death, and he's an amazing player, but Yong has not looked threatened at any point in this series.
Yeah, Nerchio is going for a build that's pretty popular nowadays. He's still in no gas, and he's going to be taking huge risks. I'm not sure if Young is the player that you want to be taking this sort of risk against, because of how aggressive he's been throughout this series. But he's kind of going for a macro cheese. Now, this might be the purpose of the 6 Zerglings, just to make sure that he's not scouted or denies scouting as long as possible.
Fortunately,
but actually,
it happened anyway. Yeah. So that perhaps was not ideal, and Yong knows about all 3 of those expansions there. So at this point, we've got a Twilight Council coming down for Yong. DT play always a possibility, or we could, of course, be going Charging Zealots, Blink Stalkers. What do you think? What's he going for here?
I would think it has to be DTs, just because of how spread out Nerchio is. Just going DTs in a position like this basically says, you know, you're gonna have to make more spore crawlers. You're gonna have to like tech faster. You're either that, or you're not gonna be able to save one of your bases. You know, if he can get 3 DTs and spread them out thinly, to Nerchio's base. Nerchio's gonna be in a little bit of trouble with a build like this. So really smart choice. Another really smart choice would have been something like Phoenix Play, very mobile units. But Blink Stalkers definitely wouldn't be completely out of the question, just because again they're really mobile units, and that's sort of what you need when your opponent's spread out like this.
Yep, and it looks like it may end up being that. He is going for a ground weapon upgrade, which is interesting there from ZeNEXYong. First time we've actually seen an upgrade in the series that we've cast to this point. It is going to be Zealot Charge.
Whoa!
That's unusual.
That is quite interesting, yeah. That's probably the last thing that I would have thought of. With Nerchio's build, I have to think he's going to transition to a Lucera style sort of thing with a lot of roaches, and then Zealots would probably not be the best idea. So I'm not quite sure what ZeNEXYong is trying to accomplish here. He might just go for a Stellar Archon mix of some sort, though. We'll have to wait and see.
It's popular, and of course he called it. Roaches coming down right here for Nerchio. Thing is, ZeNEXYong is going for some big... It's absolutely Zealot Archon. There you go. There's the Templar Archives coming down. So 6 gate, charging Zealot Archon with +1 upgrade. Nice and early.
Yeah, it's all about the timing of the attack. If Nerchio doesn't manage to get out enough roaches, but again, it's sort of an all-in. If Nerchio can hold it off nicely, can hold off the first couple of waves nicely with his roaches, he should be in a pretty good spot to win this game. So I guess we'll have to wait and see if Nerchio starts producing units, or if he gets a little bit greedier than he should. He is just now starting his lair.
Yep, Nerchio is being pretty smart here by not overcommitting to Spore Crawlers. He's thinking maybe there's a possibility of DTs, but he's not going to build 3 or 4 Spore Crawlers just on the off chance that that might be the case. He doesn't have a huge amount of information here. He's moving an Overlord around the side to have a look, but of course he doesn't know about any of this tech whatsoever. And this mix might catch him by surprise right now.
Yeah, it's really hard to say. It's just gonna be a little bit of a gamble again by ZeNEXYong. We'll see if Nerchio can go ahead and make enough roaches. Basically, that's all it's gonna take to stop this attack. He is, however, getting melee attack, so he might go heavy on the links, but he is floating a lot of gas as well, and taking more gases as we speak. So, I just hope we don't see something like an infestation pit right now, or like something like that, because he really needs all his resources into roaches. Oh, he sees the composition now, TotalBiscuit.
Yes, he does.
This is kind of good.
Yeah, he actually did see quite a lot of it when he went in that with that first scout. He may have seen the Archon for a split second, he may not have. Nerchio a good creep spread here as well, so defending these bases shouldn't be too much of a problem if he can get, as you said, the roaches. And he's doing well so far. He's going to have 29 roaches before this hits. So if anything's going to hold, it'll be that. I'm really worried about the upgrade count right here for ZeNEXYong, because ZeNEXYong is going for +2. He is going to perhaps poke in before that completes, but he'll have it very soon, and those roaches are not upgraded.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about that one sentry, believe it or not. That could break the battle. If he can trap some of those roaches for the Archons to do maximum splash damage, that would be really bad for Nerchio. This looks like an incredibly strong attack, and it looks like a PvT almost. But we'll see if Nerchio can hold it.
Yeah, he's going for it, and here we go, splitting off and making sure he doesn't get caught by any kind of sentry play, and Nerchio being forced all the way back into his natural. He's doing a lot of damage to ZeNEXYong right now, who in the meantime is deciding he wants to take out a few Overlords. I don't like the look of them either, but there you go. Immediately eliminating some static defense as well, and Nerchio holds for the time being.
Yeah, he really needs to focus those Archons. There's one Archon that will die if he gets hit once. And other than that, he's doing a great job. This is exactly what you need to do against Zealots. You need to kite him from as far as possible, and just back as far as possible. Nerchio not quite working his burrow. That would help him a lot, but he seems to have this one on lock. And I don't think ZeNEXYong can come back from this. Again, I think this is sort of an all-in by him.
Yeah, really, really good defense there by Nerchio. In fact, he doesn't have burrow researched, but he's looking really strong at charging forward at great speed. Down goes that Archon as well. Would have been a shame, well, would have been nice if it had gone down in that one salvo, but hey, there we go. And now driving this attack away once again. He's been droning up behind all of this as well, so he's got a really good drone lead, and he's got now a 4th coming up, so Nerchio looking really great right here. And perhaps ZeNEXYong getting a little bit too cocky.
Yeah, perhaps. The reason why Nerchio's able to drone on the back of this is he needs to spend all of his gas and roaches and upgrades and stuff like that. Like, he got the roach speed upgrade, and that was basically what dictated Young's end of the attack. It's like, okay, you can't attack into this because after charge is done, your zealots are just gonna get kited to death. And you know, all the extra minerals, just making Zerglings against this sort of composition is almost worthless. So droning on the back of this is incredibly smart, and NERCHIO is doing a fantastic job now, abusing a little bit the fact that he has his roach speed. I don't see Young coming out on top of this one.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky. You should be able to throw him back at this point, but now we've got a commanding economic lead right here for NERCHIO. He's even got a Zergling there to prevent a potential third. Not that I can really see Young actually having a chance to take that. Young currently building absolutely nothing. Archon on the way, more Roaches on the way. Carapace upgrade coming up as well, which I honestly would have expected a little bit earlier against a really heavy Zealot composition like that. Finally also getting the Burrow, and he's going to throw a Micro Hatchery down as well, because hey, why not? And I think it's really just a matter of time right here for NERCHIO to come right back into the series.
Yeah, just looking at the supply, it's over double for NERCHIO right now.
Pretty ugly.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I would have liked to see earlier is Burrow, and that's it. And, other than that, I think NERCHIO played this perfectly.
Yeah, he did exceptionally well in that particular engagement. He built exactly what he needed. And GG, ladies and gentlemen. That is NERCHIO right back in the series. Very good.
Nice.
What you want, isn't it? So, as you said before, there was nothing wrong with what NERCHIO just did, except perhaps he should have got Burrow just a little bit earlier. That would have helped him out even more in that engagement. But to be honest, he didn't need it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. He did what he had to do. I mean, I even though I'm saying, like, he probably should have gotten a Burrow earlier, I probably would not have gotten Burrow. There was just too much going on. I'm just saying, like, if there was any way, or
it would have been nice.
You know, yeah, it would have been. Yeah. It would have been nice.
Yeah, nice. And very
with this
advantageous,
sort of composition, like, he didn't even have an observer or anything like that. Just having Burrow would have made it so that his roaches were invincible. But then again, that may have not kicked in time. So, you know, it was just beautiful play by NERCHIO.
Yep, can NERCHIO reverse it and take the entire series? We're about to find out. He'll be happy after that win. He has, I believe, exposed a flaw in his Korean opponent's play. And we're going to be right back after a quick commercial break, folks. You are watching the TL Open Finals right here, as brought to you by TeamSpeak 3. My name is TotalBiscuit.
And I am CatZ.
We'll be right back.